What's going on, guys? Episode 6 is swiftly approaching and we finally got the patch notes. Split got its rework, Ranked is seeing some changes, and Omen also received a surprise nerf. It's your host Sergeant Frost, and let's get straight into it. Okay, first things first, the map changes. So for the new episode, Bind and Breeze are out of the competitive and unrated rotation, and they are being replaced by the reworked Split and the brand new map Lotus. Lotus is the new 3-site map that we actually just posted about, which will be available in Swift Play for a week, and then added into competitive and unrated afterwards. And Split is an old fan favorite that received a whole host of changes to make it more approachable on the attack side of the map. On A main, they added a small catwalk to give you an angle to fight ramp from. This means that main will be quite a bit wider, and also give you more options to approach the ramp fight. This fight didn't feel too defender-sided for me anyways, but I'm happy to see that it was changed regardless. Leave A main and move towards the site, and you'll quickly notice that also the rafters have been changed too. The under-over dynamic made this angle really hard to clear. Trust me, I know, I loved abusing it. But I'm happy to see that they fixed it. Heaven still has rafters, but it's cut off quite early. Basically, you still have to clear close left, but it's no longer a question of up or down, which made the angle a bit too difficult to deal with before. Over in A Heaven, it was simplified quite a bit. The stairs facing ramp have been removed and the floor is now at one consistent level. This makes peeking the angle from ramp into Heaven a lot easier. There's less variation in head height, and it should be easier to have proper crosshair placement. And with that same train of thought, they also removed the little trash can next to the box, so that way you can't crouch and head glitch on top of it anymore. Basically, they just made the elevation a lot more consistent, which should favor the attacking side. Mid received some minor changes. The barrels received a slightly elevated flat top, which allows you to silently drop onto them. And in their efforts of simplifying, they also removed the skill jump onto mid box. I don't think the silent drop will have major implications, but the skill jump was pretty cool to get over a sage wall. Though to be fair, I used to miss the jump 9 out of 10 times, so I'm not too salty. B haven't got the same treatment as A, it's been simplified. Let's be honest, it's not too much different, but the removal of this trash can will make it so that there's one less headshot angle to clear, so it's a bit easier for attackers again. The rope pocket on B got some bigger changes, however, it's no longer a real cubby. The hard corner has been smoothed out, which makes clearing it so much easier. This was one of the biggest reasons that you needed that sage wall on B, so who knows, that might just change. Maybe we'll see people walling CT instead. Aside from Split, there's also some changes to the rank system. As there's a new episode, of course everyone's getting their rank reset, so we all have to grind again, guys. But there's also some new things all players will experience, as RR gains and losses will be a tighter spread. The amount of RR you receive will depend more on the outcome of a game and less on the round differential. Basically, you won't get as much RR for a quick and easy 13-2, but you'll receive more for a close OT game compared to before. I don't know about you guys, but I really like this change. Winning close games always felt really good, and then seeing you got only a relatively small amount of RR for it at the end kind of ruined that high. And similarly, getting absolutely blown out of the water because someone DC'd or having some really toxic teammates isn't exactly helped by receiving -24 at the end of the road. But that's not all. Also, for players whose hidden rank or MMR is far away from their visual rank, whether that's because they're smurfs or people that don't have much playtime, there are some changes. When your hidden rank is far away from the rank you see, your individual performance will matter compared to the round differential. Maybe you played out of this world and got 40 kills, but your teammates weren't doing so high, so you'll lose regardless. Well, with this new system, that means that you won't get as harshly punished for losing. And similarly, if you play against higher ranked players than you because of high MMR, and then you perform well, you'll also see a bigger boost in your RR gains, which really should help you get the rank you deserve more quickly. Moving on, something I really didn't see coming was this Omen Nerf, as his unique one-ways have now been removed. Omen for the longest time had the ability to place his smokes in walls. This allowed him to put one-ways in a lot of places. Think ascent short or well anywhere on ascent really. But with this new patch, that spot will no longer work, since as the devs say, one-ways are a part of Valorant but are difficult to play against, so should be kept to intentional and understandable areas. Something like the A main one-way will still work, but if you try doing this short smoke in the new patch, it'll look something like this. Another cool change is to the favorite system, as you'll now be able to select your favorite variants. So if you love the red Reaver but despise the purple one, it won't be in your favorites rotation. Pretty neat. And lastly, there are some bug fixes particularly to the ability damage interactions. Killjoy's lockdown will now take the proper amount of damage from all abilities, so that should include the Brim Molly too. But also things like Phoenix's wall not doing damage to Harbor's bulletproof smoke. I honestly didn't even notice most of these bugs, but I guess it's good that it got fixed. Well, that's gonna wrap up this patch, so make sure to drop your thoughts down below. If you want to stay up to date on these patches, make sure to subscribe. This has been your host Sergeant Frost, and I'll see you all again in the next one.